Hi, Kendra. Good to see you. Good to have you here. And I'm so happy to have this conversation with you. Maybe what you can do to start is to introduce yourself to the audience, to the ones that are seeing us or listening to us. So I'll just go ahead and
Okay. Hi everyone. My name is Kendra Bunch. I'm 24 years old. I am a graduate from Drexel University, graduated in 2018 with a degree in culinary arts, minor in business. I'm from Deerfield Beach, Florida. Well, I currently reside in Deerfield Beach, Florida. I am a tennis player seeking a professional career currently, trying to make it on a big stage. Um, been playing tennis since I was about 6 years old, so it's been a part of my life since longer than I can remember. So yeah, trying to make it on the big stage currently, and yeah, that's a summary of me.
okay, great. So, Kendra, my first question to you is related to what you said. You said 6 years old, and I'm going to ask you why tennis and not other sport or other thing. What brought you to tennis?
Well, actually, I was introduced to tennis through my parents, and what got them into tennis was Venus and Serena Williams. So you could say that I started playing tennis because Venus and Serena Williams. But when I first started tennis, I actually was doing multiple other sports at once. Like I was doing tennis, I was doing basketball, I was doing swimming, I was doing ballet. Um, and eventually I had to pick one sport because it started to get costly to be doing, 5 or 6 different sports. And tennis seemed to be the sport that I enjoyed the most. And so I decided, my sister and I have two older sisters, but my middle sister and I both pursued tennis and decided to stick with that. And here I am today, 24 years old, still playing. So
Nice. Uh, I have two questions very close to each other. One is, what was your second sport? The sport you like the after tennis, your second best?
actually I would say it would be basketball. I was
Basketball.
also I was young, but I was still pretty talented. And I'd like to say that I was, one of the best players on the team as well. So
Okay, so it was a tough decision
basketball
there.
would probably be, um, yeah, you could say that in a sense. But I think I definitely enjoyed tennis more for whatever reason. But yeah, basketball definitely was would have been my second choice.
Okay, great. Um, so I have another question, and it is, what was your parents' role in your tennis upbringing? Were they very active? Like, for example, parents that went with you to the court and fed you balls and try to teach you uh, tennis their own way, or were they parents that uh, hire coaches to do that job and they step back and they just acted like motivators or company? What was your individual case like?
So both of my parents were pretty involved in my tennis. Um, when I first started out, I lived in New Jersey actually, and we actually moved to Florida for tennis because obviously New Jersey isn't the most ideal state to train as a tennis player because it's cold and Florida's a better state. So we picked up the move to Florida for tennis. We moved to Florida. They hired a coach, and my sister and I, we worked with this coach for a good amount of years. And then it started to get a little bit costly. And so we had to let him go. And then my dad stepped on and became the coach for both me and my sister. And let's just say it wasn't the best dynamic. He wasn't our coach for long. We preferred him to be just dad and not dad and coach. So that didn't work out for long. And then we hired someone else, someone who could be more in the budget. So yeah, my dad was just a coach for just a small portion of like my tennis career. But outside of that, we've always hired coaches for me because we just feel like that's the best situation for me. Parents stay parents and my coach is my coach. So that's how I've always liked it. Even now to this day, like I don't like when they try to add their inputs into my game. Like I rather just talk about it with my coach and my parents just be there for emotional support. Pretty much, that's how I like it.
Okay, and where are they in the same page with you on that? I mean, they're okay with just being parents and supporting you from the bench, so to say.
Yeah, like they're completely okay with it. They want what's best for me and they want me to be happy. And if I'm happier with them being on the sidelines, then they're completely fine with it. They don't have a problem with
Okay,
that.
awesome, awesome,
Yeah.
great. Then another thing I'm always curious about tennis players is how was your learning style when you pick up a racket your first years? Was it a technical approach, a tactical approach, a certain philosophy of the game? Was a mental approach? How did you learn tennis? So you learn by doing, or you learn with a lot of instructions? How did
Yeah.
you
So,
experience that?
so my coach, when we first moved to Florida, the very first coach that we had, he is a very technical coach and focused a lot on technique. So that's what I focused on a lot as well. Um, I'm the type of person where I need to like do things and experience them on my own in a way and feel how I like it to feel before I 100% trust something, if that makes sense. So, I guess you could say I'm a very experimental tennis player in a sense.
Okay,
But
okay,
yeah, definitely, I was brought up as a student focusing a lot on technique as well. So I
okay.
guess
So you would say technique was your way into tennis. So technical input and then the game.
yeah, pretty much technique was like the primary focus.
Okay, interesting.
Yeah.
And um, so once you were playing tennis for a couple of years, let's say, what kept you motivated? I mean, I heard from you that your first motivation were Venus and Serena,
Mhm.
but then after that, I mean, uh, you got a first input with somebody, but we all know that tennis is a daily thing, so you have to have a daily motivation or something, a puller. What was your puller?
Well, when I was really young, I kind of just did it because it was fun. As I got older, I kind of lost that fun sense in the
But
game.
sorry to interrupt. When you say when I was young, how young?
Like when I first started playing tennis, like within like the first few years of playing tennis, I did it because
Okay.
it was fun.
So we're
Um,
talking about 10, 11,
yeah, like
8.
10, between like 7 and 11.
Okay.
And then I guess once I hit my teenage years, um, it wasn't as fun anymore, but I still played, I think because it was just something that had been a part of my life for so long. So it was just like normal for me to for me to play tennis. Like, and so I kept playing. And then as I got around like 16, college started coming into the picture. And so pretty much I was just playing for a free ticket into college to get a full ride into school and to pursue my career like outside of tennis. That became my focus.
Okay,
Um,
so your motivation has been changing over the years. It's not only one thing. So it was something at the beginning, then at the end, the middle, something else. What and I understood also that what motivates you now is that you're pursuing a tennis career, no? A spot
yeah,
in the tennis world.
yeah.
Okay.
It's definitely changed throughout the years. Started out playing for fun, then I just played because I didn't know what else to do, and then I was playing because I wanted to go to college, and now I'm playing because I want to play professionally on the big stage. So definitely different stages of motivation.
Yeah.
Um, I think once I started to find myself, is when my motivation kind of changed from pursuing it on a collegiate level to a professional level. I started finding myself. I started feeling more comfortable with myself and also like on the tennis court. And I got a passion for the game that honestly I probably never had before in my life.
And how old were you there? Because it's very related probably to the next question that I have. My next question is, have you ever had a moment of insight in this period? That's something you say, okay, wow, I understood something now. Maybe that was the moment when you realize, oh, I have a passion for this game. Maybe something
Um,
else. I'm just speculating, but I'm interested to hear from you. When was that moment when you said, oh, I have passion for this game? How old were you,
um,
more or less?
Probably actually, I say like 22.
22.
When I realized that, when I graduated, I realized that because I found myself like always wanting to practice and wanting to get better. Like prior to that age, like in my junior career and even throughout college, like I never got excited to go to practice. Like it was just like I was just going through the motions. It's like, okay, I have to go to practice.
Hmm.
But now I want to practice. Like I want to go to practice. I want to get better each and every day. I want to improve in any way I can. And I realized that actually like I was in a car one day and I was like, wow, like I actually have a passion for this game. Like I feel a love for it that I've never felt before.
Okay, so you
And
were around 22 when that happened.
yeah,
Nice, huh? Interesting to find that moment, no?
yeah, for sure.
Yeah. So it gave
Yeah.
you for sure clarity what you were going to do in the next time in the future when you
Yeah.
realize, okay, this is what I want to do.
Yeah. Definitely.
Sure, sure.
Yeah.
Um, my next question to you, Kendra, is in your opinion, which one is your biggest challenge right now?
Wait, what's the
My question is, which one is your biggest challenge right now, in your opinion? Where are you
um
now?
right now, you talking about really into my tennis career, right?
Yeah.
I say right now my biggest challenge is myself, um, and my mental side of the game more so than my physical side of the game. Um, Mentally, I feel like there are certain things that are holding me back, and I do feel like that when I do overcome those mental obstacles, that my game will elevate to a level that I haven't seen before. Tennis is a very mental sport because it's an individual sport. It's not a team sport. So when you're having a bad day, you don't have on your teammates to rely on. You have to rely on yourself. And um, I think I've always had someone to rely on, like, like growing up and stuff. And so um, when I decided to pursue like a professional tennis career, it kind of became like just me. And not that I don't have other people that I can't rely on, but it was just more elevated in a sense that I really only have like myself to rely on. And most when I'm on a tennis court, especially like if I'm in Mexico playing a tournament, like I can't like call my mom like in the middle of a third set, like, mom, like I'm in the third set and I'm nervous, like what do I do? Like I have to rely on myself. Even in college, like in tight matches, I had my coaches to rely on, my teammates, like they would be cheering me on. Like the coaches can be on the court, so a coach can talk to you throughout a match. So I think definitely when I went from collegiate to pro, it was a change for me that I'm still adjusting to. But I do think that when I do, get that aspect together, that, it's going to be a different me, like a different player. So,
Okay, can it be that what I'm hearing here is that you are starting to take ownership and responsibility for your tennis and your game and your results? Is that the way you feel it? Like
uh,
it's about what you do and how you do it and
yeah,
who you are?
for sure. Like, really, like, there's no one else to blame whether I succeed or I don't succeed. Like, I'm the only person that there is to blame. Um, and yeah, I mean, pretty much it's on me. Like, you do have a team around you, your coaches around you who are there to help you and want to see you improve. But at the end of the day, like, they can't do it for you. Like, you have to do it for yourself.
Okay,
So,
got it. I think it's a good place to be, because
yeah,
I feel when you start to own your story, you have a little bit more authorship. You can start being really the main actor of your story.
yeah.
Great. I have two more questions for you. Um, and one is there anything in particular that you dream about and why?
Um, yeah.
And it could be a tough one. Huh? For some people, is a void there, but I don't know. If you have an answer for me, it's fine. If you say no, I'm not really sure. It's also okay.
Yeah, no, I definitely do. Like, I dream about like being in like a grand slam, playing like the biggest match of my life, and playing just amazing tennis and having my breakthrough, because in tennis, like, it
I love
really
it.
in tennis, like, it really only takes one good match or one good tournament before you have your breakthrough. And so I do think about that a lot, like, you know, me playing against like a big player and getting a big win and having my breakthrough win and feeling like a huge burden is like lifted off my shoulders. And yeah, I dream about that moment a lot.
One question in that vision,
Yeah.
is that hard court or clay court or grass? What is it?
Um, it would be hard court.
It'll be hard court. Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
And why do you want that? What do you think you will get from that?
Um, well, I don't think I would get anything from it. I think I just always picture a hard court because hard court is my best surface, my favorite
No,
surface.
no, I mean fulfilling that dream. What will that give you? What will you become?
Oh, well, for one, like, I feel like it would just, like I said, a huge burden would be lifted off me. And I feel like I would just be so free, like free to do anything. I would be confident. Um, I don't know, it would just be an amazing feeling to have.
Yeah, a
Just
quest.
feeling free.
So this is a quest for freedom.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Beautiful. Okay. Kendra, I have one last question for you. And this is there anything that you have learned from tennis that you can say, I will take this my whole life? This will be with me forever. As long as I live, I learned this as a tennis player. What is that?
Um, I've definitely, not that I wasn't humble before, but I've definitely became extremely humble in a sense that um you don't take anything for granted. And me personally, I know that right now I'm at a position right now where like I haven't had a lot of success. And I know that, you know, it's hard and you're going to struggle for what you want. Um, and, you know, if I do make it, like, I will never lose that humble feeling because I know what it feels like to be down and to feel like you have nothing and to have your hope crushed sometimes. I know what that feels like and it definitely humbles me. And I think that, like, you know, even like past tennis, like that humble feeling and yeah, that humble feeling will always be with me. And I think that it's important that, you know, everyone stays humble and doesn't forget that like where they started because just as quickly as you might get something, you could also lose it. And I feel as if, you know, if you're not humble, you could lose whatever it is that you've gained. So I think that's definitely like a big um topic is
Okay,
humbleness.
beautiful, beautiful. Yeah, definitely. I think this journey of being on the court since you were a young girl until now, and to realize that vision that gonna have an impact on who you are and the person you are becoming. Um, Kendra, those were my questions for you, and I appreciate so much you giving me a little bit of time and transparency also because I mean sometimes we don't want to tell or the things we have inside, and I think it's so useful not only for me. I love to hear it. I think for other people and sometimes even for the one who's talking, so you can see exactly what is important for you, what you're talking about. So thank you so much for giving me this time to talk.
Well, you thank you for having me. It was fun.
Awesome. Okay, so enjoy your free days, and I'll see you soon.
Okay, see you soon. Bye.
Bye, Kendra.